Well. Look at little Snapchat here, up 20.5% after hours. That's right, I'm recording this one a little bit late because there's been a lot of earnings to look at today. But we're going to take a look at Snapchat earnings and see why did this thing jump 20.5%. This thing is a crazy stock. So if we look at the numbers, EPS on this bad boy was in line. Non-GAAP EPS of -8 cents and a GAAP EPS of -21 cents. So therefore, garbage. Yeah, that's what I would call garbage numbers. But they did redeem themselves here with a revenue of $462 million for the quarter, up 44% year over year, beat by $42 million. That's massive. That is a massive beat in terms of revenue. Now, obviously, I've said from the start this company is not profitable and it sucks at profitability. So I expected not to be profitable, but that revenue beat was very good. I think it's something that we could have seen coming. So you think about, and I mentioned this prior in a video too, you're going to see a lot of user growth and obviously ad revenue growth, stuff like that. There's just going to be more people spending time on the app. They're going to be growing users and growing screen time because, well, people don't have much to do right now. They're trying to, catch up with friends and family, so they're using these social media platforms to do it. So Snap, let's see, managed to get as you see here, 20% user growth, revenue rose, easily clearing the streets bar, and a net loss improved by $4 million to a loss of $306 million. Excuse me? They lost $306 million in the quarter? They only brought in, oh my gosh. Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly numbers, guys. I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate that. But in non-GAAP measurements, EBITDA improved by $42 million to, that's right, -$81 million actually. Look at that. Daily active users rose 20% at 229 million. They were up sequentially and year over year in each of the North American, European, and rest of the world, as well as each on Android and iOS platforms. So there you go. More than 4 billion snaps were created each day. Now, I don't know if that's including just the pictures taken, or is it also just chats, because I don't use it for pictures. I more do it for group chats, but we'll see. On content initiatives, daily time watching Discover content rose by more than 35% because people are bored and they don't know what to do. I've never once even scrolled over on that side of Snapchat because it's all literal trash. By those watching, shows more than doubled. Ugh. More than 60 shows reached a monthly audience of more than 10 million viewers, up from 50 shows in Q4. So, obviously, it's not a shocker. People have more time on their hands right now, so it's what you expect. Let's take a look at these. This slide that they gave out. We love looking at the slides, okay? Revenue increased 40% year over year. Average revenue per user increased 20% year over year. $2 per user and 2 cents. That's pretty cool. Gross margin increased to 47% compared to a 39% in the same quarter last year. Good on that aspect. Operating margin improved to a negative 62%. Compared to a negative 99% in Q1 of last year. That's just, it's ugly. Oh gosh, loss of $306 million. Ugly. Adjusted EBITDA to negative $81 million. And adjusted EBITDA margin to improve to negative 18% compared to 39% negative last year. So again, as much as I hate those numbers, and I hate companies that aren't profitable, that shows very significant improvement, obviously, in terms of growth there. It's very significant. They're in gross, just increasing really in terms of loss. Not necessarily increasing, but they're decreasing loss, I should say. They're working on increasing operating margin. There's good things going on for this company. Just it doesn't look beautiful to begin with right now, I'll tell you that. Operating cash flow improved to $72 million to $6 million. So they had a positive Operating cash flow, free cash flow was negative though, but it improved 73 million year over year to negative 5 million. So barely a little bit of free cash flow lost there. Ending cash and marketable securities decreased 31 million quarter over quarter to 2.1 billion. Wonder what they were spending on. You don't like that. For the business highlights, daily active users growth of 20% year over year. So obviously very good for them. We continue to invest our Discover platform. Total daily time spent increased 35% as we saw. Don't like that. They announced Will from Home. Our new Snap original will feature Will Smith hanging out in his garage as he shares his own shelter-in-place experience along with his friends. Now, what... Oh, my gosh. What happens when, obviously, there's no more shelter-in-place happening? When you're talking about May, obviously that show doesn't exist, whatever that show means. That's just the dumbest thing ever. It's kind of upsetting. Oh, my gosh. Celebrities think they're so important that people really care about this. Some people do. I think I'd rather do anything with my time than care about, sorry, Will Smith, I don't care about you in your garage. Sorry, I have things I could do with my life. But, I mean, if you're into that, that's fine for you. Over 20 million have watched the new Snap original, Nikita Unfiltered. Nikita being probably a celebrity again, and guess what? Whoever it is, I don't care. I'm sorry, celebrities they just care about attention, and right now they're freaking out because they can't get the attention that they want normally. They're finding ways to. Snapchat, don't you dare give them the opportunity. We continue to invest in our camera and augmented reality platforms. Cameras suck in Snapchat, there's no doubt about it, but 75% of our daily active users engage with augmented reality every day, such as filters. At the end of Q1 2020, over 900,000 lenses have been created by our community through the Lens Studio, up from 700,000 at the end of Q4 2019. Pretty cool on that aspect. It's really cool, opening that up to the users, the community, to create those lenses and filters, stuff like that. Lenses made the community by Lens Studio now make up 30% of the total snaps sent up every day. Those are all user things. So very smart move here by Snap, because pretty much they made it to where they create the platform for people to make it on, and they get the money from it. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones benefiting from other users making those. So Snapchat did a good thing here. Instead of them being the ones to do the work, they just opened up the ability for others to do the work for them for free. And guess what? They're getting that cashish from it. I like it. Smart business move. I got to give them credit for it. So we launched the ground transformation lenses, which use machine learning to understand the geometry of land and transform the ground into lava or water. I mean, that's cool, I guess. We're getting closer to the deep fakes as we go by, so we're getting there. Soon you'll be able to be, convicted of murder because someone faked your face onto someone on Snapchat. So, good deal. As people turn to video conferencing and live streaming to connect with friends and family, we've shown more than a 30 times increase in the daily downloads of Snap Camera, a desktop app which allows people to add our entire suite of lenses. That's smart stuff. Very smart stuff. They strengthen the ad platform to drive improved outcomes for advertisers. They've doubled the amount of money committed via upfronts from advertisers year over year. Good for them. Direct response advertising has nearly doubled as a share of our revenue over the past 2 years. Cool. We launched ROAS bidding, which allows advertisers to bid in an auction based on their specific return on ad spend. Return on ad spend being, ROAS. You feel like they would have said that before they, announced it out at the end there, but, each their own. That's pretty exciting, though. I mean, it's pretty cool. They launched the Lens Web Builder, a web-based augmented reality lens production tool which enables advertisers to create augmented reality lenses easily and instantly. So advertisers can make filters on there for you. And trust me, they do. But that's, again, it's smart by Snapchat doing that. They're allowing them to do the work for them so their employees don't have to do the work. It's pretty smart. They continue to innovate to better serve our large and engaged communities. They launched app stories, 5 new games globally. If you play a Snapchat game, I'm sorry, it's probably the most boring things you've ever experienced in your life, but if you got nothing else to do, I get it. Added 120 partner app integrations with SnapKit, and the number of Snapchatters using SnapKit on a monthly basis grew 75%. Cool stuff. I mean, that's good. Nearly doubled. We're grateful for the opportunity to help Snapchatters communicate with their loved ones. Communication with friends increased by over 30% in the last week of March compared to the last week of January. More than 50% increase in some geographies that were most impacted. In honor of World Health Day, they launched a lens in 11 languages in 33 countries to encourage people to donate to the World Health Organization's relief efforts. China Health Organization is what they're actually called. Sorry, we don't need to worry about funding them. Sorry. We have published over 700 Discover editions featuring up-to-the-minute coverage on the virus from our current partners and news team. So, fake news. Sorry about that one. Revenue by geography, you see. Definitely some good growth here. I mean, if you look at 40% year over year, you like to see that. I mean, they're matching more than what they did in Q3. And obviously, if you look over a period of time, Q1 is the worst in terms of revenue for them. So by the looks of it, this should be a very good year for them. I don't know what the second half of the year looks like. It's hard to say that. But you see North America, positive, Europe, and rest of the world, all positive stuff. Rest of the world's pretty lackluster, all things considered. Yeah. Daily active users, you see a consistent increase there, 20% globally. Nice. You see North America growth, Europe, good growth, and rest of the world, pretty darn good growth as well. Average revenue per user, you see barely increased in the rest of the world segment here in the bottom right. Not much going on. It fluctuates so much. Rest of the world's always a tough one on that aspect. Normally, you're going to see your best in North America and Europe. North America is typically your best average revenue per user, as you can see in terms of dollar amount there. Just a lot less restrictions. The company's based in the U.S. Just makes a lot of sense that way. So, and the cost of revenues actually decreased, which is good for them. Looks like a little bit of an increase in infrastructure cost. Cost of revenue composition, overall increase there, as you see. So infrastructure cost rose. You see an increase as well. And really just the infrastructure cost is supposed to be what you see there. So nothing too crazy there. Operating expenses rose quite a bit, but as a percentage of revenue did decrease. But overall expenses did increase quite a bit. Don't like that, but it's not awful. Net loss. It's ugly. It's ugly. What can I say? If you look at that net loss line, gosh, it's not really much improvement even year over year. Quarter over quarter, it's horrific. And you see that as they grow revenue. Revenue growth doesn't mean any growth in margin for them, clearly. That's just an ugly number there. And it's consistently an ugly number for Snapchat. That's what I hate about this company. And there's not really good signs. Last quarter, maybe, good sign, but then they go right back into the crap hole after that. So, yikes. Yikes. Diluted net loss per share. You see really no improvement here. That's what I don't like. I wish you could see some improvement. Shares outstanding increased. So that also means that these shares are even devalued further. Operating cash flow, though, guess what? That's right. You see some good things. Operating cash flow looks a lot better than it has. That is what I would call beautiful. They are not going to be providing any sort of guidance, as they mentioned, for the second quarter. But at Penix, guess what? You know what we're going to look at. We're going to skip through, obviously, the wrong way. Shoot. This is just some ugly numbers. Ugly numbers from Snapchat. You don't know about that. Yeah, that's really what we look at for Snapchat there. I don't know if I like what's going on here. I don't like it. Free cash flow is a big improvement, but overall, that net loss is just an ugly, ugly number, and it's not improving at all. So these shares have no value at this point for the most part. Just being honest with you, the value is just based off what investors would like them to be. I don't think these shares are at a point where they are even fair valuation now. If we look, 5 years out, really since IPO in 2017, it's still a stock that's, it's down. It IPO'd at around $27. It's hit lows of under $5, and I don't know if it deserves to be anything over 10. We're talking about obviously no forward PE ratio on this company because we don't have profitability projections at all. I just don't know. I don't personally think I'm a fan of this company. Until they can figure out that net loss line and actually show improvement on it, I'm not going to touch the stock with a 10-foot pole. 20% growth or increase today is good for you, but I don't know if I like it. I'm sorry.